Hello everybody, welcome back. And in this video we're going to be talking about the number line. It's a pretty easy concept to understand, so let's get started. Okay, what is a number line? Well, a number line is a line with numbers. That makes sense, right? And in this case, we'd like these numbers to be spaced out in equal increments or intervals. Okay, I'm drawing the line here. This line begins with 0, and it has equal increments of 1. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And notice there's an arrow at the end of this number line. That indicates that the line goes on and on and on forever. And that's how it works. One of the ways we can use number lines is to measure things. A ruler is a form of a number line. Here's a ruler. I think it measures centimeters. And notice it starts with 0, and it has increments of 1. Here's another ruler. This is measuring inches. So it's a different scale, but still it goes by 1. And the 0 isn't on there, but you could put a 0 at the very beginning if you wanted to. I'd put the 0 right about there. Here, that's better. Okay, so these can measure distances. Okay, let's bring back the inches ruler. And number lines can also measure vertical things. So let's turn it and make it vertical. That means up and down. And let's measure something. Let's bring something out here. Oh, look at that. What's that? Do you remember those? They're called Lincoln logs. Those look kind of plastic, though, but at any rate, they're a lot of fun to build and work with. So let's measure this with the vertical number line. So let's measure the height of this Lincoln log house. Okay, I'll put the ruler against it now. We'll call the ground 0. And it looks like it goes up to 9. So, since the scale is in inches, the Lincoln log house must be 9 inches tall. Okay, so the vertical number line then measures height. Okay, you can also use a number line to count stuff or keep track of things. Let me draw a number line here. There's the line. And there's a 0. I'm going to increment it by 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm going to keep track of, this might sound strange, but coffee cups. And I've collected these coffee cups while on vacation or in the different places I've gone to. And so the first place is Chicago. I used to live there, and I have a coffee cup from Chicago to remind me of that beautiful city. And then I remember taking the kids to the Mall of America. That's where they have that amusement park. That's right inside the mall. It's all enclosed in the mall. Anyway, I bought another coffee cup there to remember that place. Then my favorite place where I like to go on vacation is Mackinac Island. That's the island between the lower and upper peninsulas of Michigan. And I like that so much. Riding around in your bicycles, having the good food there, looking at the scenery. And I have 2 coffee cups from that place. So let me keep track of them on the number line. I will move the number line from 0 to 1, counting my first coffee cup from Chicago. Then I'll go from 1 to 2, counting the coffee cup from Mall of America. And finally, I'll bump it up by 2 for the 2 coffee cups from Mackinac Island. That gives me a total of 4 coffee cups. And then I'll put a dot at the 4, which tells me how many coffee cups I have in my collection. And that's how you keep track of stuff. Okay, here's another type of number line. There used to be cars with those kinds of speedometers. And it does look like a number line, doesn't it? The increments aren't exactly the same, but it isn't a straight line, and it does show the car's speed. And in our country, it's recorded in miles per hour. Anyway, I thought that was kind of interesting. Another example of a number line showing speed in that speedometer. Speaking of traveling in a car, a number line can be used to keep track of miles traveled on an expressway. That's the beginning of Highway 1 along the East Coast. It starts in the Florida Keys. It's on my bucket list to travel there. I would like to visit that sign. It's mile 0, and it marks the beginning of that scenic highway. Florida Keys are going to be fun to visit. It's laid back, just relax, and enjoy the peaceful atmosphere. And as all expressways do, they begin with mile 0. And you can see it on that sign. In the bottom part, it's kind of cut off. That's a better picture of a mile 0 marker. So the expressway begins at 0 and goes for as many miles as it is long. Here's a mile marker on an expressway. It's mile marker 111. That means that it's 111 miles from the beginning of that expressway. Sometimes exits are labeled in miles recorded from the beginning of the expressway. There's an expressway that travels through the middle of Michigan. It's Interstate 75. There's an exit for Flint. It's exit 111. And that exit is 111 miles from the beginning of the expressway. It starts in southern Michigan at the Ohio-Michigan border. That's mile 0. And goes all the way up to Sault Ste. Marie over the Mackinac Bridge. So we can create a number line out of these mile markers. The beginning of the expressway begins at 0. And the number line goes as far as the expressway goes. 0 is a start, and in this case, it goes by, well, we'll show it by tens. But actually, you could show each individual mile like that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But it tends to be cluttered, so we'll take that off and just go by tens. That works. In this case, the expressway is 60 miles long. Note that this number line has an ending. It ends at 60. If we draw another number line, it may look the same, but notice what I put at the end of it. It's an arrow, right? That means that the number line goes on forever. And so it can't be a number line of an expressway, can it? Because no expressway goes on forever. It's just something to make a note of and understand. Okay, on to the summary notes, and remember you can stop the video and copy them down. Well, I've talked about number lines, but the story doesn't end here. In the next video, we're going to talk about a more complete kind of number line. And yes, we're also going to have to talk about a new kind of number. Something that, well, it's opposite from what you're used to. So hey, take care everybody. We'll see you at the next video.